Yes, you're welcome to today's edition of Trends on KDM. Charlie, me then ECG, then we get some fight be like that. So then make we go offline small. So right now we are back and we will jump straight to some Charlie unfortunate issue that's happening in East Legon. Now East Legon is one of the most popular and most how do I say it affluent areas or neighborhoods in Accra, and at this moment there is a very bad trend that is happening in East Legon that it's 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 horrible. I mean, there was an accident that happened at East Legon yesterday, and it's horrendous. It's appalling, and you see, it makes life very fragile and very sometimes it makes it vain, because when you look at how this accident happened and the reason why it's trending, well, it's trending because one, the people in the accident, the people that were involved in the accident got burned. Okay, they got burned totally, and they couldn't be rescued from the car. When the car crashed, it caught fire, and then apparently they were saying there was an electric pole around that sort of caused that whole fire, and the woman was. They tried to take the driver from the car, but something was locking her leg, so they couldn't. And at the end of the day, she was burnt to ashes. I've seen the videos, and it's horrible. It's something else. And uh, aside the fact that the nature of how everything ended was quite appalling, the reason why this whole thing is trending, one of the reasons why this whole thing is trending is because there's a popular pastor's son that was involved, that's been allegedly been named as the one that caused the accident. Now, the whole thing happened in a very, very unusual way, because East Legon, if you've been to East Legon, you realize that East Legon, the way East Legon, the roads are, and the way it's like a suburb, it's like a neighborhood. So there are certain speed limits that normally, if you are using a car, you are driving, you wouldn't even want to go. Do you understand? So if you watch the footage, there was a footage of how the whole accident happened because somebody's CCTV camera was able to capture the whole moment, and the speed at which the car collided with the other car to actually cause the fire is unacceptable and unbearable. And it was almost like it was in a movie. Okay, those kind of action movies that you see that a car will just speed up and crash into an enemy's car just trying to kill the person. And in this case, it happened the same way. And this young boy is apparently, they say he's not even 18, and from the sources that we are gathering, it's alleged that his senior brother was having a birthday party, so they held a party for the senior brother around East Legon, and then the mom's car was there, so the kid had to go and run some errands for the birthday party, and then he picked the mom's car, which is a Jaguar, and he was driving it around trying to make things easier and convenient for the whole party. I don't know what he was going to get, whether it's biscuits or Fanta. He was going to get something like an oxygen for a human being or something, because the car was literally flying. And Charlie, it's I don't know what to say, because it sort of defines how fragile life can be, because these people didn't do anything. The people that got burned, they were just in traffic. They were literally they stopped. In a way, they were even being law-abiding citizens, because they had to stop and then initiate a curve, and out of nothing there's been a serious collision behind them that has caused their death through no fault of theirs. And it's a horrible news. Personally, if you ask me, I've been trying so hard to actually process what could have caused that level of speed on that particular stretch, because the speed that the young guy was actually driving in is need for speed stuff. I don't know, some people are saying that probably he mistakenly stepped on the accelerator thinking it was the brake, or some people say that maybe the brake failed him. Other people are also saying that maybe he was just it was the youthful exuberance, or he saw something in need for speed game, and then he wanted to try it in physical. And I don't know what actually is the issue like many people are suggesting, but whatever issue is, I think this is something that we should all be careful about, because the moment you are behind the steer, you are not only taking care of your life, but you have other people's life as your responsibility. It's a huge responsibility when you decide to drive. It's a huge responsibility, because the next person that is in the next car is somebody's father, brother, sister, son. And if you are not careful with how you drive, and then some of these things happen, Charlie, you worry a lot of people. You worry their house, you worry their family, especially in this case that the evidence was clear that they played no role in the accident. They were just literally there, and then they crashed. Yeah, Charlie, it be bad though. And these things are actually happening in Ghana, and I don't know whether there is a law in Ghana that actually will find a way to prosecute the young man for doing what he did, because this is very highly unacceptable. Because come on, Charlie, but in Ghana here, Charlie, if you're a big man's son or relative and some of these things happen, we know how it normally ends. It not go reach anywhere. Yeah, at the end of the day, these things will be said. I mean, give us 3 days, the story will go low, and then probably there will be a level of compensation on the family side, and maybe the kid will be sent to abroad, and the case is dead, and you are back to square one. So it's delicate. It's a very complex issue for drivers in Accra, and the driving in Accra sometimes can be very crazy. If you are a driver in Accra and you are not really good at driving, Charlie, you are not supposed to be in the roads of Accra, because Charlie, Accra is hot. Like the way the drivers drive and everything, sometimes it can be very crazy. And this particular issue, it's a very sad state of affairs, and we wish the family of the bereaved. We are wishing the family of the people that lost their lives condolences, and we hope that I don't know, God will find a way to restore them in the best way possible. Because watching the whole footage of the accident and how people were actually being removed from the car that were burned, I had a lot of questions for myself. I mean, because these people had plans. I'm sure whilst he was even sitting and waiting in the car, he was contemplating on 1 or 2 things that he had to do at home, and maybe his long-term visions and plan and everything. And out of nothing, Charlie, it can happen to anyone. Out of nothing, just gone, just like that. Life is fragile, very fragile, and some of these things, sometimes I believe that it's a wake-up call for all of us to sort of appreciate and be grateful for the things we have and the people we have in our life. Because this is not something that you can actually orchestrate, or even like when you're stepping out, you can't think that something like that will happen to you, not even in your wildest dreams, but then it happened. I just hope that the Ghana Police Authority will find a way to solve this issue, and then find the young man. I mean, I think the father should be spoken to. Yes, the father should be spoken to. I learned the father is a popular Ghanaian pastor in Ghana, but I mean, we can't blame the father so much, because I mean, it's the son, and the son's responsibility should be the son's responsibility, and that has nothing to do with the father. I believe that strongly. I mean, no matter how you try to sometimes talk to your kids and then put them on the right paths, there's a certain extent that you can't go with them. They have their personal decisions and their personal lives that they decide to live, and sometimes, in as much as fathers and parents are guardians and people that guide these children, we sort of put so much blame on them, because when you go on social media, people have taken to criticizing a man of God for not raising the kid well and a whole lot. And I feel that one is not a conversation that we should focus on, because the whole issue is it's the responsibility of the kid. There should be laws to sort of handle this issue. And the father, I'm not sure the father was even aware. Probably he wasn't even aware that the kid went to take the mom's car. He probably wasn't even aware. And I feel some of these things, we should handle the issue like practically, and then not really attack a person because he's a man of God and he's supposed to teach his children a certain kind of way. And no matter how you are, no matter who you are, sometimes one of your seeds might not even, no matter how you do, whatever you say, the person won't listen, and there's nothing that you can do, and it happens. So I believe this thing is a sad state of affairs, and it's also gives us the opportunity to actually devise means and certain laws to combat these reckless driving on our roads. Because I mean, there's been a lot of accidents. I mean, just quite recently, the second half of the year has been full of accidents, and I don't even know why. Right now, it's even very scary to actually even decide to go on a journey by road, because I don't know what's happening, man. But I don't know. It's horrible, and we hope the authorities will find the right ways to actually find a more appropriate punishment for the child. I don't know whether there is anything like that, a law like that, to sort of deal with this certain issues like this. But the way the kid was driving and the manner at which he smashed the car and collided with the car, nah, this is not something that we should just overlook. Yeah, so that's what is happening in East Legon. It's a horrible news. It's all over the internet, and I'm sure if you've not heard about it, this is what is happening in East Legon in Ghana. And I'll just urge you that you should be careful when you are driving, and most importantly, you have to pray and hope that somebody will be, more careful with their driving, so that some of these things, we can prevent, because it's not the best. With that one said, I'll end today's edition of Trends on KDM here. My name remains Donald and not Trump. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.